Hello buddies, yesterday I told you guys the story behind this particular bread, how I went to go and buy bread and I was told that bread price was 2000 naira. So I had to go to the market, use the money to buy flour and sugar. Then also I bought pear. Then I came back. I had to bring all these ingredients together with the little ingredient I have at home to make this particular bread. So this gave me 3 loaves, each weighing 400 grams. So, and I'm here to share this video with all of you. I always share my goodies, my good authentic recipes with all of you. But in the meantime, I'm also going to tell you guys something as we go on through this video. So the first thing I did was to measure out my water. Normally I decided to use my actual recipe for this particular video, but something happened in the long run which I'll also tell you guys. So I measured out 400 grams of water, added my bread flavor, then I added my sugar. So I added 90 grams of sugar, added 6 grams of yeast, and then I added my flour, 650 grams of the all-purpose flour that I bought from the market. Now to that I added my salt. I added 8 grams of salt. Okay, so after adding this, I had to move this to my mixer and start to my mixer machine, and I started mixing or kneading the dough with the dough hook. So as I was kneading this dough, I discovered that this dough is becoming too light and but I was kind of overlooking it because I was kind of thinking that it's going to come together as usual. Then while the dough was mixing, I went ahead and weigh out my avocado butter, 50 grams. Then when I added this avocado butter, I added about 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. So I discovered that this became too light, like too light. It seemed that this flour is not a strong flour, so it kind of it didn't give me that texture, that consistency that I wanted. It makes my dough too light and kind of sticking to my hand a bit. So that's why I use kind of a little bit of flour to make it so that it wouldn't be sticking that much. So I divided the dough into 3 parts, molded the dough and then placed in my loaf pan and then covered it to proof. Now what I want to say here is, if you want to make this dough or this particular recipe, just start with 300 grams of water. Okay, and if the 300 grams isn't okay, then you can add it a little more. Okay, because some flour are not that strong and some flour are strong flour. So this one isn't a strong flour, that's why it almost wanted to spoil my recipe. Oh my goodness, I had to let this to proof for 2 hours 30 minutes. I had to grease my pan like I told you guys, place this in the pan, allow it to proof for 2 hours 30 minutes, and after that I had to bake in the preheated oven at 170 degrees for 50 minutes. Okay, or you can bake according to your oven temperature. Allow this to cook completely and my bread was ready. So if you look at this bread, you're going to see the aftermath of what happened earlier. Okay, the bread was too kind of soft. The liquid content of the dough was more than it's supposed to be, so it made the bread to come out just the way you see it. So if you are making yours, like I say, just start with 300 grams of water and add gradually if need be. But overall, the taste of the bread was super amazing. Like, it is one of the best bread I have also made and it tasted so good. I will advise you try out this avocado butter bread, like without any butter, without any margarine, just use avocado and a little bit of vegetable oil. And like I said, just note the type of flour that you are going to use. If it is not a strong flour, just know the quantity of water you will use. Just start from little and then you can top up the water gradually.